Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. It's time for the BSxtravaganza Football Forum. Some Tennessee talk.
That's right, football, baby.
Yeah.
You about ready for some college football?
I'm ready.
5 months to go.
5 months. It ain't happening right now.
Happening.
But what is going on right now?
Spring practice.
Or as we say, spring practice.
Spring practice.
We got spring practice.
And let me tell you, they're coming out of the woodworks for this
The
one.
woodworks.
They said they had about 500,000 up there the other day.
Just to watch practice.
Just to watch practice. We talking about practice. Practice?
Iverson was up there.
Yeah.
I seen him in the stands.
Man.
Because he got put on the bench. He ain't got nothing else to do. Anyways.
So we're talking about spring practice, and seems like the Tennessee football team is real fired up this year. I mean, even in the practices, they can't get them off the field, including
Johnny Majors.
Johnny Majors is down there.
Johnny Majors has been coming to practice. For those of you who don't know who Johnny Majors is, he was the coach before. Snap out of. Anyways, let's just say Johnny Majors wasn't a big fan of Fulmers, was he?
No. So
They've got him up there now. He's watching practice. And hey, I heard he's took a few snaps.
he was up for the Heisman. Don't forget that.
But he did kind of weird everybody else. What was he doing?
He was running around the field in his underwear screaming something about Pittsburgh National Champions.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but...
And then they went and they grabbed him, and he was going, what was he saying?
I'm not sure.
What? We are Marshall! And
I think he's lost it. Anyways, I've been listening to a lot of talk radio in our local area here, and man, people's just really fired up about football. I mean, so much that I'm hearing these crazy stories. I heard a guy today talking about all these old timers are up there, and he basically said that the offense is going to be pretty good. He said, "Son, I'm going to tell you something. That defense, son," he said, "Eric Berry, I seen him. He flat killed a man. And they're not even supposed to be hitting hard. Broke him in two. Had to get a putty knife to scrape him off the field."
that's some pretty serious stuff right there.
You know how people tend to exaggerate, but
We do know that Eric Berry will hit somebody.
that is true. We look forward to seeing a lot of that.
Yeah. So,
So Kifflin must be pretty cool.
yeah.
I mean, he's letting these people in these practices where I don't think Fulmer would let Johnny Majors in for sure, but
No.
you
Well,
know,
see, he's relating to these guys a little bit better because he's a little bit younger. He recognizes that these guys are hungry. That the team last year, they had a desire to win, but nobody was bringing it out in them. And he's getting out. He's bringing it out in them. Him and his whole staff.
yeah, I mean he's sparked a fire in some of these other schools. Like, oh, we're hearing, oh, the Gators are going to hang 50 or 60 on you. Well, hey, I mean
They could
they
anyway.
can pretty much do that anyway.
Yeah.
So that's nothing. We're really shocked. And last time I checked, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah.
And losing to them, I mean, hey, we're used to it. But we're hoping that Kiffin can get this lane train going, and maybe we can do something, make some noise
Yeah.
on the field.
On the field. They said that the offensive units and the defensive units kept calling each other out on the field a couple practices ago, and that the coaches actually had to go out there and call practice and stop it because the teams would not get off the field. They kept calling each other out.
Wait a minute. Man, there's something different about you. I'm not really sure. Have you did anything with your hair? Or?
No? Not really?
Okay. Anyways, I'm on this Kiffin train. I like what he's doing.
Yeah. And not to mention the fact that we did just happen to snag the two top running backs in the nation coming out of high school. David what is his name? David Aku
Oku,
and Bryce Brown.
Bryce Brown.
And, you know, these guys right here,
Supposed to be the real deal.
the real deal. Bryce Brown was like co-MVP in the All-Star game that they had. Like 124 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. That's a good sign.
Yeah, man, I think he's going to be the real deal. I mean, but I mean, I hate to
Hype
put a
them
lot
up.
of hype on these high school kids. I mean, I need to see it on the field. I mean, come on.
But it is a good sign to see that we've got somebody that's coming in that is recognized nationally, that did do what he done in the game. But like you said, college is a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Every guy out there is just about as good as the other one. When competition, when it comes down, who's going to be out there?
Who's going to be the man amongst the boys?
That's right. So,
Well, let's talk a little bit about some fond memories we have of going to the game. It seems like every time we go up there, it's Vanderbilt, ain't it?
yeah.
And that's okay. We've been to Neyland Stadium, and to close out the video, we wanted to share with you some true, actual events that really happened at Neyland Stadium while we attended a game. Go ahead, Brandon. I know this is tough for you, man, but you can get through this. I want you to share with the audience. This is true story. We're not making this up.
So, you know, we've been driving for a couple hours to get up to Knoxville, and I had a lot of water that morning. I had to go to the bathroom. So,
explain the bathroom scene.
The bath is packed, you know, open, you know, it's like a big long bathtub on the wall. You just walk up and you do what you gotta do beside 500 other men. But in the midst of me going up and finding a spot to squeeze in, this little old elderly man beside me, I guess he might have been 80 years old, was spotted right on something that I'm just gonna go ahead and say, you normally don't try to look at when you're in the bathroom. I didn't know what to do. I was even afraid to do anything. And he sat there and looked at me the whole time. I can't go on. Sorry.
I just remember him coming out of the bathroom when I was waiting there. He had this mad look on his face. He said, "Man, some old guy was checking me out in the bathroom." So I guess
They just, you know,
the moral of the story is go to the stall.
yeah, go to the stall.
If you don't want some old guy checking you out.
And I think he might have been a Vanderbilt fan.
That figures. Vanderbilt.
Anyway, tell us about the little fond memory you have.
Well, me and him were sitting there once again in another Vanderbilt game. A couple rows down was an old guy, and he kept talking to his buddy, and we'd celebrate plays. And I couldn't help but notice that this man, he had a booger hanging from his nose. No, I'm not kidding. This booger, I don't know if it was that long, but I'm serious. This booger was hanging right here. I mean, dangling.
What was mean was his buddy wouldn't even tell him. It was right smacking him in the face.
I had to point it out. I said, Brandon, you see that guy? Oh my gosh. What kind of friend are you when your buddy's got a booger dangling like this, and every time he turned, it'd swing around?
And it got in a fight with his nose hair, apparently, because it was all tangled up.
Listen, if that booger would have come off, it could have killed people in a couple of the front rows.
And more than likely, if it would have come off and hit the field, they would have thought there had been a fumble.
Maybe we could call that the Rocky Top Booger.
The Rocky Top, the legend of the Rocky Top Booger.
That's a true story, people.
That is a true story.
And if you're that man out there, well, I'm sorry, but that was one heck of a booger you had hanging. But
That's a
more
man's
than that,
booger.
I think his buddy should be the one that.
Said, hey man, you got a bug.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it was dangling, a Rocky Top Booger.
The legend of the Rocky Top Booger.
If you got any good memories of football games at Neyland, let us know. Let's close it out, Brandon.
This has been the BS Extravaganza Football Forum and everything else.
We're waiting on football.